Welcome to X to Interact.
Welcome to episode 47 of X Interact. I'm your host, Gaff, and with me today is Sam and Eric. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at XInteract_. Follow our podcast feed on all the appropriate podcast services. Follow us on TikTok, where we're trying to upload our YouTube shorts too, such as our Xenoblade Chronicles 3 reaction, which crossed 200 views on YouTube. Thank you all very much. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can catch our recorded podcast every Tuesday. Today, we're going to be doing our PlayStation Mount Rushmore, where we nominate the founding figures of PlayStation history. I thought it'd be funny and ironic if I'm the one hosting this episode, since Sam so very kindly hosted the Xbox Mount Rushmore. So, favorite for favorite, I'm going to do the PlayStation one, even though I don't own a PlayStation console. Never have in my life, besides the PlayStation 1 that I technically didn't own.
I also hosted the Nintendo one, so
Jeez, they're making you pull all the weight. Why?
Yeah.
What was Eric doing?
the ones that
What was I doing? I
don't know. You know what? That's a good question. I think he needs to start pulling more weight around here.
Just like uploading all the stuff in the back end, handling the
just
Twitter,
doing all the behind the scenes work. Yeah, whatever.
Oh, good. So we're gonna get to all that fun stuff, but first, let's do some crossplay. Guys, what have you been playing? I can tell what I've been playing. The same old stuff. But Eric, you and I can talk about Yu-Gi-Oh for a little bit.
Yeah, you can go do that. Start us off.
So Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel finally put out an event for all us to do and get some gems. It's called the Xyz event. I won't even begin to explain what an Xyz monster is. But the point is, it's a nice event where we finally get a nice injection of gems, because boy has the gem stream dried up lately, especially if you've been playing for a long time. So it's a nice cash boost. It was pretty easy. I already maxed out on the rewards. It kind of plateaus at a certain point, and I got there pretty fast. I played for like a couple hours this past weekend. What about you, Eric?
Yeah, I played like a little bit like these past 2 days, and I don't like I'm not like hardcore into the game, to be honest, but like I check in every now and then. I saw, I'm like, oh, let me try and do this, and boy, does my deck fucking do wonders in this fucking mode, because it's all Xyz monsters, and let me tell you, I fucking taking some wins there. But also, they added a fucking Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon structure deck, and I'm just like, fucking really? I was like, what the fuck, man? I spent all these like materials just to try to build those monsters, and they just put out a fucking structure deck for it. I'm like, come on, man. At least Cypher by themselves is not good. You have to put them in with a Photon and Galaxy deck, but
yeah, I read.
I just grabbed one of the packs because I need like an extra Cypher Dragon, and plus I have Cypher X Dragon, so I took that as well.
Yeah, I knew you'd have a good time with it, because the regular Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, whatever, is like was built to combat Xyz monsters, so that was good.
Basically, yeah.
But your deck anyway has like a staple Xyz monster in it, so you didn't have to do too much deck editing.
Yeah. The only thing I had to do was, because I have Galaxy Eye Soul Flare on that deck, which is an extra which is a Link monster, so I just had to take that out, and that was basically it.
For me, my decks weren't exactly built for Xyz monsters. Cyber Dragons, they got a couple, but otherwise their main way to win is fusion, so I couldn't play them. I had a Sacred Beast deck with a couple of Xyz monsters, but those weren't my main win conditions, so I cut everything else out, just left those two Xyz monsters and just played my main deck mostly. And I had a decent enough time. But Eric, did you hear about how people absolutely ruined this event in the first day?
I didn't see. I was looking through the subreddit yesterday, and I saw what was going on. People were like committing suicide just to get more points quicker. Not actual suicide, Sam.
Not actual suicide, but figuratively.
Like they were like making themselves lose the game on purpose, basically.
So how the event goes is that whether you win or lose, you get medals, and the awards come in at like increments of 100 medals. So when you think about it, it's actually faster to lose on purpose and get the 50 medals every time, rather than play out your super long combos and win. So the internet, in all its wisdom, they created this deck that was designed to deal damage to yourself as fast as possible, so you can lose as fast as possible. Um, so that was what was going on for the entire first day. People just like OTKing themselves, which is like, if that happened to me, I'd be like, all right, thanks for the free win, I guess. Um, so no one was actually really playing the game. They were trying to game the system. The following day, Konami, in a rare moment of actually listening to the community, they they changed the amount of medals you win from 100 to 500 to actually incentivize winning. So all that bullshit quickly went away. I just thought it was funny how the community tries to take advantage of the event in the most ridiculous way possible. Uh, and I'll stop talking about Yu-Gi-Oh now because I want Sam to be part of the conversation for once.
Well, hold on, I got a couple
um,
more games I've been playing.
oh wait, I got one
I
more thing before I'm done.
okay, yeah,
I, I
you
will
go
say
ahead then.
I will say um, my birthday was way back in January, so, and I wasn't home for my birthday, so I couldn't celebrate with my friends. I came home last night. We ate dinner and stuff, and my friend gifted me Pokemon Legends Arceus because I was too
Ooh,
Oh.
poor to buy it myself. I don't have my Switch with me. I can't start it
Ah,
until I go back, but I can't wait to sink my teeth into it when I get home. Other
nice.
home.
That's a good
Uh,
gift.
yeah, I know.
yeah, it is.
I was really really thankful. All right.
Speaking of Pokemon Legends Arceus, I finally played a little more, and I think I'm towards the finale of the main story, basically. So I don't know like how it's Pokemon. I don't know really think the spoilers are a big thing, but now they're tasking me to go to the three lakes. Basically, if anyone knows anything about the Sinnoh Elite region, they know how important those three lakes are. So
Yeah, Sam, you know anything about the Sinnoh region?
Oh yeah, that the Sinnoh region favorite top 5 regions for
oh
sure.
yeah, for sure, yeah,
Mine
You know
too.
what? Let's just rank the regions.
yeah, yeah.
Like, why not? Why not just rank the regions? You know, the
Yeah, yeah.
Sinnoh got the uh
Come on, you can name one more.
uh. No, I can't.
All right.
Not even. Wait,
Eric,
have you ever played Pokemon real
got
quick?
the Chino, got
No,
the
no.
uh Guatemala.
all right, Eric, just continue.
Anyways, yeah, I played a little more. A big like story event happened. I'm not gonna really spoil, but like now they're tasking me to go to the three main lakes, and obviously you got to catch those three legendary Pokemon in there. So I'm like about to hit that right now. Um, Slowly making my way through it. I know there's like a lot more after the game ends with like a big end post game too. So I'm trying to finish this game before I move on to Horizon because I don't want to leave so much stuff in the backlog at this point because Elden Ring is like next week and I'm playing that with friends. That'll
Oh
be like
my
our
god.
multiplayer game.
Yeah, I saw you getting prepped for it yesterday.
Yeah,
Playing
we were so
Dark
yesterday
Souls.
we were playing Dark Souls 3 and like we're in the Ring City DLC and holy shit, the boss we're on is fucking painful. It's painful because there's like it's a big dragon and honestly it has so much HP and like it takes like almost no damage. It's ridiculous. And we kind of and I ran out of embers and like embers are the thing you use to like summon people into co-op and I ran out of them and I don't know what to do now.
Rip.
So I might just like skip over the DLC and do just the final boss of the main game at this point because that DLC boss is fucking ridiculous.
Here comes this motherfucker Steven in chat, naming all these damn regions. All right, Kanto, Sinnoh,
Kanto.
Owen,
Hoenn, and Johto.
there's a lot more than that. I'm just saying.
Oh,
Kanto's. I'm gonna lay down some Pokemon knowledge on you right now. Kanto's Gen
Kanto's the
1,
most
Johto's
normie of
Gen
all the
2.
regions.
What happened?
Kanto's the most normie of all the regions.
Yeah, honestly, I'm tired of Kanto.
yeah,
Get Kanto out of here.
bottom 5 region, bottom 5
Yeah.
region for sure.
Don't tell that to people who are Gen 1 is all I'm saying.
Don't tell that to boomers like Steven.
He just said those are the best regions, those 4 that he named. So,
I mean,
Alright.
I'll put Sinnoh up top, that's for sure.
mm-hmm. Like I said, top 5 region. See, I know what I'm talking about.
I don't know, but apparently the internet doesn't. I don't know. There's like one half of the internet that thinks so, and one half of the internet that doesn't. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, been playing
Eric, Dark
Pokemon.
Souls?
Been playing Yu-Gi-Oh, like I said, Dark Souls. And the thing about this boss is I'm a mage build, so I like die in 2 hits. And it fucking sucks.
Why would you do that to yourself? Play as something that doesn't die in 2 hits.
Because magic
glass
is fucking
cannon.
fun and OP.
Shouldn't-
Exactly, I'm
shouldn't
a
be
glass
that.
cannon.
Oh,
I just stay back and shoot off magic. It's fun.
just gotta dodge.
Though
Dodge
though
and
it's not
parry.
fun when someone invades me and I can't fucking do shit. All I'm saying.
Dodge
I
and
literally
parry,
die in
dodge
2
and
hits.
parry.
I can't. I don't got a shield, so I don't parry.
Oh, bummer.
But yeah,
Dodge.
I know there's like a lot of Elden Ring like stuff that's been coming out. I've been like radio silent on it, basically. Not even on purpose, just that I'm like, I'll just play it when I'll just look at the stuff when I get to it.
I haven't seen
I'll probably
anything.
go. Yeah, I'll probably go melee in there because I've done magic back to back twice at this point in Demon Souls and now in Dark Souls. I'm like, I kind of want to take a break and go back to melee. So there's
Mix it
that.
up.
Mix it up.
I did that in Dragon Age recently when I played through. I was like mixing up between warrior and mage and the other one, rogue.
Nice. So yeah, there's a lot of busy gaming about to happen soon because Elden Ring, and then whenever I finish Pokemon, I'll pick up Horizon. So that's a lot of stuff going on. That's not even including the stuff in March.
Before we get to Sam, I just want to say, like, man, I want to play and buy Elden Ring, not in that order. I want to buy and play Elden Ring, kind of badly, but I'm so scared of it like being so hard that I regret my purchase.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, I've been hearing that they're making stuff like a little easier, like just like quality of life stuff. But at the same time, I don't. Like I said, I haven't been keeping up with that stuff, so I really don't know what that to the extent of that is.
I mean, I guess I'll wait for reviews. I don't need to play day one. I mean, I know people are gonna love it, but I want to know how ass-breakingly difficult it is.
I know. Yeah, the review embargo's up this week. I know. I think it's like Wednesday or something. I'm not too sure.
A little close.
Good. My team
Yeah.
needs points.
Yeah,
Team needs points.
So real quick on that, what do you think the score is gonna be? Because I was like listening to a podcast at the gym this morning, and people were like, "Oh yeah, Elden Ring is gonna hit like a probably score the higher than Horizon." And other ones were like, other half was like, "No, it's gonna get like an 85." I'm like, "Are you sure about that?" Because
90. Come on, I need a
yeah,
90.
that's gonna get a 90. Sekiro got like fucking high, like a low
That's what I
90.
want.
Okay, if Sekiro got a low 90, I think this is gonna be a 90.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be higher than Horizon, to be honest. Even if it's like a point or two.
I think this is gonna be exactly what people are expecting, and maybe a little bit more.
Yeah,
From Software has never known to disappoint, right?
I don't think
not
so.
that I can think of. Yeah, in terms of like the Soul series, I don't think so.
It's gonna do great.
Agree.
Sam, what you been playing?
Well, before I get to Horizon, I want to talk about a little game called Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah.
That game's whack, dude, and that game's amazing. Holy shit. I have had such a good time playing it, and I was kind of upset when I was like, you know what? I got to play Horizon because I need some thoughts for the podcast. And also, I want to play Horizon, want to get in there. So I had to set Xenoblade aside. I'm on a pretty decent stopping point. I got to this part that was like, out of nowhere, the game just got insanely hard. I was like, what the fuck? So then, like, the first time I'd ever had trouble in the game, like, I was whipping ass through that game. And so then I went and grinded for a few hours and was able to get past it. Good times. Good times. There's some twists and turns in there that there was one moment where my mouth just dropped and I was like, holy shit. Probably the biggest mouth drop I've had since, like, I don't even know, BioShock Infinite, maybe.
Wow.
Maybe not that long ago. Granted, I didn't play BioShock Infinite when it came out, so, like, it's not as long as it sounds, you know? But other than that, I have been playing Horizon Forbidden West.
Hold on, real quick before you get to that.
Yeah.
How much of Xenoblade Chronicles did you know before going in?
Well, going into this time, technically I had started before, but like besides that, I knew little to nothing.
I knew there were big anime titties in Xenoblade 2, but
Wrong
See,
game.
I didn't even know that.
You said there's less of it in 1.
I didn't
game, yeah.
I didn't even know that about 2 before this. But I knew Shulk was in. I knew who
Smash.
Shulk was. I knew who he was in Smash. I knew he had a red
Backslash.
sword.
Yeah.
Backslash. Yeah, he says that a fuck ton. So goddamn much. Every goddamn time I use the freaking ability, they never shut the fuck up. Which
Hey, what about
is a
it
note,
being Rhine time?
which
huh?
might be a note about Horizon Forbidden West. But yeah, Rhine time. It's Rhine time. But yeah, there's some shit in that game where just like the characters just repeat themselves over and over and over and over and over again. So
I
it's
think
just
it's
like,
an RPG thing at this
yeah,
point. because
yeah, it's
Xenoblade
just an
2 is the
RPG thing,
same
and it's just
thing.
like, yeah.
And other RPGs as well. Like Tales of Arise had the
Yeah.
same problem.
And there's some like
Problem.
there's definitely some not so great things about it, like that are kind of outdated. Like you can literally pin things on your map, but it doesn't do anything like on the mini map.
Yeah, I think that.
So it's like completely like I don't know what the point of pinning stuff on the map is. Like it's completely pointless.
I think it's probably like a definitive edition because even I don't remember that in the original version.
Yeah, I was like I pinned this thing and then it didn't pop up like on the mini map like in the to show me like what direction, and I'm like, well, that's useless.
I know you can track side quests and stuff, and it takes
Yeah,
you there.
you can track
That
side
stuff was
quests.
not in the original, which this
Oh, okay.
makes it a lot more easier. In this
Yeah,
game.
that stuff is a lot easier. I wish you could control just like more than the party leader. I find that really annoying because like when I want to topple an enemy, you have to use you have to use an ability to break them. And then you have to use a topple ability. So like I'll use a break ability, but then my fucking stupid squad will just sit around and not use the topple ability. It's like fuck off, fucking topple them for God's sakes. But then I got Ricky, and then I got Ricky.
AI...
Then I got Ricky,
and
he just like spams his topple ability. So it's
yeah,
like, fuck yes.
because he can do it without the break, which is really good.
Yeah.
The AI of some party members are not great. Like I know Melia's AI is.
Yeah, there's just some stuff like that which I wish you could like control your party leader, because you can like set any of the characters to the party leader.
Yeah.
So one would think you'd be able to control more than just the party leader, but like and switch characters like in battle, but you can't. Because you can control all of the characters, which is really cool. I actually recently started experimenting, playing with the character, which is really cool. A different character besides Shulk, which is cool. But yeah, that's a really good game so far. I'm really enjoying it. Look forward to playing the second one a little bit later. Probably take a break after I beat the first one. At some point. But let's get to the big game, Horizon Forbidden West. So I thought that I wasn't going to get it till yesterday because it was coming from Canada for some reason.
Yeah, but I gave him a stern talking to.
Yeah. And
I gave those
Gaff went down to the border and he's like, yo, you gotta let this fucking game through for my friend, all right? He needs to play this for the podcast. And so it was delivered on Friday, like it was supposed to be. And I put it in and I started up and I was like, all right, I'm ready. My expectations are not too high because of what I think about the first game. I'm expecting a good game, not a great game. And I think that's what I got. I think that's what I got so far.
Woo!
Woo! I just want to go through some quick notes here that I put down. So first of all, climbing is bad. It's real bad.
It's the same as the first game, right?
So jank. Well, there's this cool mechanic where you can use your focus in this one to like highlight the parts where you can climb. That's cool. But then as soon as you fucking start climbing, you're like, fuck this. I'd rather just find a way around or some shit. I don't know. Climbing can just be so jank. You can like press X and you'll just like jump off in a random direction sometimes. And like sometimes you'll be able to climb right up. I think it's more when you're in the free climb, it's fine. But like as soon as you have to go to like the the more like structured climbs where you have to go from like perch to perch or perch, it can kind of get real jank. And you have a grappling hook like type thing in this one called the polecaster, and that's really fucking cool. But you can only use it on very specific points, and it's like,
Oh wait, so you can't use it to help with traversal?
you can, but only very specific points.
Oh,
So, like,
that's kind of lame.
Yeah, it's kind of like the potential with that is not met all the way.
No,
So
he'll
the climbing, I just do not like that much. And I think that goes to most of the gameplay. Like, I'm very, very mixed on the gameplay in this game. Like, I still hate getting out. Like, if I'm out of stealth, like in combat, you feel so clumsy just like trying to aim this bow while you're moving and like stumbling around. The dodge is so bad. Like, you can't. It's so hard to like even dodge anything because you're rolling around like a dumbass. But yeah, I just, maybe I'm just not good at it. Maybe I'm just not good. All right. But I like the stealth, you know. But they limited how many traps you can put down, which is really
I heard that was
which is really upsetting to me. Because in the first one, I would just put down a bunch of traps, but now I can only put down like 2, and I have to get like a skill. Well, I got a skill now. I can put down 3, and it's like I'd rather put down.
That's a weird thing to take away.
More than that. Yeah, I agree. I don't know why they did that. It's upsetting to me. Cause like that just
It means they want you to go out and fight.
yeah, that's a thing, which I don't like. Like, I wish I could play more the way I want to play. Which, like, you can still play stealth for a lot of it, but like you can't, like, you're gonna get into combat, and then there's all these forced combat scenarios which are just like, oh my god, I hate this.
How much of your skill points or whatever are in like the physical, like the combat tree? Are you investing a lot into that, or did you put a bunch
So I haven't put any into the warrior. So I will say the melee is slightly better than the first one. Like, it feels better when you're hitting, like, when you're hitting enemies, it feels like you're hitting them, and I think part of that is the haptics, which the haptics in this game I think are the best of any exclusive besides Astro's Playroom. But that's because that was literally just a tech demo for the controller. Oh, actually, Returnal had better haptics.
Yeah, I was gonna say better than Returnal.
So not better than Returnal, but better than probably anything else besides Returnal. And I've heard Cyberpunk has good haptics now, but I won't talk about that. But yeah, it has pretty good haptics. Like with the bow, it's really cool. Different stuff you interact with has, you get some different haptics. But yeah, I think the melee, the haptics really help with the melee because it actually feels like you're doing something. And you're like knocking parts off of like enemies. They have like armor parts that you can knock off and stuff. The audio is really good. I will say that the audio is really good. I have this sharpshooter bow, which is like a sniper bow essentially, and I was at one of the rebel camps, and I was like shooting people in the head shots, and the audio with that was brutal, and it was
like
awesome.
It really seemed like you were murdering people.
Yeah, like I was like sniping them from so far away, and it was just like it felt amazing. But yeah, so I continue to love the DualSense controller and its haptics. I think it's pretty well implemented in this game. I think it's only going to get better with PlayStation exclusives in particular. There's a couple things they introduced that are cool. So they have a stash mechanic in this game. So, which a huge problem in the first one is the inventory. Like, I hated having, like, yeah, some people say it's because it's part survival game. It's like, I don't fucking care. And so in this game, you don't have to manage your inventory nearly as much, which is super nice. Because in the first game, I felt like I was managing every 5 seconds, and I was like would just stop looting shit. And in this game, you have a stash. So once you fill up your pockets with like each specific thing, it will send it to the stash, and there's different locations around the world where you can go to your stash and you can press square and it will refill all the stuff into your pockets. Really nice, super convenient. I really haven't had to manage my inventory all that much because I don't have to, because this is there. Some people might not like that. Some people like inventory management. So this won't be for them, but I love it. Fast travel is like still weird because you still have to make the travel packs.
That's the weirdest thing about the first game. Like, why is fast travel limited to a resource? Like, that's the weirdest thing ever.
They're like,
I know you can get like unlimited one later on in the
yeah.
game, but like, why was it a thing in the first place? And
like
I can't believe they kept it in this game either, from what I've heard.
Because in the first one, the unlimited fast travel pack is like so easy to get.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even hard to get. Like, I don't even know why they. Yeah, I was a little surprised that you still had to make resources, but in this one, if you're if you're at a campfire, you can fast travel for free to any other campfire. So like if you interact with a campfire, so you can fast travel directly from a campfire. So like if you're by a campfire, then you can just fast travel for free, which is what I've been doing. Because fuck,
it's still a little weird,
making all that shit. Yeah, like I wish I could just like pop up the map and fast travel whenever I wanted to. Like, why are you taking that away from me? Just like let me play the way I want to play. But I think it's a little better just because you can use that free fast travel. I don't know if there's an unlimited fast travel pack yet. If there is, I haven't found it. Let's see. I already talked about the focus mechanic with the climbing. I think, so there is one thing. You can tag parts now on robots instead of just tagging the whole robot. So like if you want to take off a specific part or target a specific part, you can tag it and it will highlight it. It's really fucking cool. The focus, I think, is just generally better in this one. This is why I'm like very, very mixed on the gameplay, because I like all the stuff that they're like implementing here. Just a lot of it is kind of just like the way you control her is kind of, you know, it feels jank. Like it's not it feels jank. Let's see. So let's get to more like the story stuff. So like I'm not gonna spoil anything, obviously, but Aloy, kind of boring still. Kind of boring. Don't particularly care what happens to her.
But what are her goals? What does she want?
I don't know that I want to say that.
Okay.
Because that kind of gives away story stuff. And it's always kind of changing too, because there's been a couple things that have happened where I'm like, holy, there was a moment in this game actually where my mouth dropped. I was like, oh, so fuck.
That's good, right?
That's good, yeah. So before you go how long have you been playing so far? Before you go any further?
A lot. Let me turn on my PlayStation to find out. No, let me not do that, because then I have to turn my. See, I don't really know.
You got like an estimate or whatever?
20 hours, maybe. Probably more than that, maybe. I don't know.
Jeez.
Now, would you say? So for me, Horizon Zero Dawn story, I was kind of like interested in like what happened to the world that caused all these robots to like take over, basically.
Yeah.
And the main story stuff, like in the present day, I wasn't really too interested in. Like all the tribes and stuff, I didn't care about. Is that how is the story right now that you've seen so far compared to that? Is it? Do you have the same interest of like trying to figure out like what's happening in the past? Like, is there something? Is there a hook like that? Is basically what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So like it kind of starts off a little like I don't see what's happening here, because like I was a little concerned like once you kind of found out like what happened with the world, you know. So like I was a little concerned that there wasn't going to be much to really care about with that stuff. And like you, I didn't really care about what was going on with the like present day crap. And so it takes a little bit to get off the ground, but I'm getting to a point where I'm like, I'm in again. Like, I really like the concepts here that are happening. This is really cool sci-fi shit that's going on right now, right? But like in the first one, all the story missions just had you go to a fucking like old ruin and you just kind of walked through it and listened to fucking video shit. And that got really boring really quickly, and that's another huge problem I had with that game is the story stuff is presented pretty boringly. Even though the concepts that you're like finding out are fucking awesome. And so I think this one does it a little bit better and kind of mixes in. When you're exploring these ruins, they're a little bit more puzzly. You actually have to kind of do something. But yeah, I think there's definitely still like there's definitely still a draw, especially once you get into it a little bit. There was, like I said, there was a moment where my jaw dropped, and at that moment I was like, all right, there's more to care about here than just what's going on, like in the present day, kind of, with like all the tribes, and like I think they're trying to make the tribes a little bit more interesting. There's some really cool like aesthetics with the tribes, I guess. With like what they wear, you know, and what they look like. There's that. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the story so far. And excited to find out more. I think that the sci-fi concepts are really what's like keeping me, you know, pushing me through the kind of mixed gameplay. But yeah, Aloy herself, still kind of boring. Don't really... Like, I think a lot of interesting stuff happens to her, and she does a lot of interesting things, but her herself is not very interesting, if you know what I mean. I don't really know how to explain it. I don't know. But, like, yeah, I don't really care. Do
you feel like...
Go ahead.
Do you feel like it's an improvement over the first one? Do you think it's like anything, I want to say revolutionary?
It's definitely...
Or does it feel like more like the same?
It's definitely an improvement. But it's not like revolutionary. It's like a revolutionary improvement. Like, it's definitely an improvement. Like the gameplay is definitely better. Like I said, the melee feels better. The character models much better. People don't have
pretty game, right?
Yeah, people aren't walking around with plastic bodies like they were in the first one. Yeah, so the character models are great. The animations of the faces, people don't look dead anymore I thought they like NPCs just kind of look dead inside in the first game.
Yeah.
This one they don't. They look like they actually are a human being. And yeah, that's cool. I think there's me and my brother were talking about this. Like, every game's trying to be The Witcher 3, you know, where they have all these side characters, but no game does it right. Because The Witcher 3, they have these side characters, and you have like storylines with them. You're not just doing a quest and then fucking off, and then that side character comes back at some point during the story, like, and you're like, who the fuck are you? And that like happens like that at the first game. You're like doing all these side quests, and you got all these characters, and then they come back and help you at the end of like the end battle, and it's like, who the fuck are half of these people? Like, I don't remember. I did one quest with you like 15 hours ago. Like, I don't remember who you are. But like The Witcher 3 does it so perfectly, where you have these like heavily involved storylines with these side characters that like force you to remember who they are. Like, you get to know these people. And I think this game's doing the same thing as the first, as all these different games. Like Valhalla or Assassin's Creed does it. I think Valhalla actually is the closest to The Witcher 3. Wow. With doing it. But I think there is one side character in particular, or maybe two side characters in particular that are a little bit like, I feel like I'm gonna know who they are. There's obviously, all right. Let me say, the Forbidden West, more like Welcome to the fucking West, Aloy, because literally everybody Aloy knows is apparently also in the West now. Makes no sense, but yeah, there's all these like all the characters returning, like side characters returning from the first game. It's like, I don't need all this. Like, I don't care about half of these people.
Okay, so to wrap up the discussion on Horizon, Sam, tell me, is this a must play for a PlayStation 5? Should you buy a PlayStation 5 to play this game?
No, I wouldn't.
Mm.
This is not a must play. Like, if this is the one game you want to play, I'll put it this way: if you liked the first one, there's no way in hell you're not gonna like this one. Like, you're gonna like this one. It's the same shit, just kind of improved overall. If you didn't like the first one, you're either going to not like this one, or you're going to be very okay with it, because it is improved. If you didn't play the first one, I have no idea.
Go play the first one.
But yeah, go play the first one. Maybe try it. It's probably cheaper. It's on a PS4. And that's the other thing. This game is also on the PS4. So I wouldn't say it's a must buy. Like, I wouldn't say to buy a PS5 just to play this game. No.
Can I also talk on the fact that Sony's doing some weird shit with their fucking pricing, because this game is $60 on PS4 with a free upgrade to PS5, but the PS5 version is $70, even though there's like no... you don't get anything for buying the $70 version, you know what I mean? You get a PS4 version.
I bought the $70 one because I wanted the case.
But I mean, it's just weird how Sony does it. And like, if you're on the PlayStation 5 store and you want to save money, you can't buy the PS4 version on the store. Yeah. Like, they literally took the option out. You have to go on the website and buy it.
Yeah.
And like, Sony's being fucking weird. I know we have like some friends of the podcast who are having problems with downloading this game, and like Sam, you said you had problems with like the copying and stuff.
Well, the copying just takes so long. Like, I was told that this SSD was gonna speed this shit up, and it doesn't do it.
That's a whole different problem.
It doesn't feel like it's doing it. But
Kalen at Pixel Play, Kalen at Pixel Play podcast, he bought the collector's edition. He said, and one, he couldn't preload it because they don't send you a code early to preload it, and two, when he did put the code in, he downloaded the PS4 version by accident, and so he had to wait hours just to get the right version of the game. And I'm just like, here at Sony, like, why is this so hard for you guys to do this?
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Why are you pricing this game at smart delivery? Why are you pricing this game at $70 when you just go buy the PS4 version for way cheaper, or not way cheaper, but like $10 cheaper?
Yeah.
And you're just like trying to get money at this point.
This is why in one of our past podcasts, when we gave report cards, that Sony got a lower grade when it came to like the customer like service or whatever the hell category. Yeah, I don't understand that at all. The last thing I do want to say about Horizon, if you like open world games, get it. Like, it is a fun world to explore. It's a cool world to explore. It's a absolutely beautiful world to explore. There's really cool environments. I think in this one they do a lot more to make you feel like you're actually living in a post-apocalyptic world. Because like in the first one, it was really just those like ruins that you would go to every now and then. That were like of the old world. But in this one, there's like stuff scattered throughout. Like, you'll see a ruined car, which I don't know if that makes sense, because I don't know what materials, like if they last that long, just sitting out. For like 1,000 years or whatever the fuck it is.
Adamantium, apparently.
Yeah. But like, and there's like a wind turbine and shit like that. So yeah, it actually makes it feel like you're living in a post-apocalypse, which is cool because the first game didn't do that. So I think the world is really cool to explore. I've gone off to go explore something several times already, which I really like. And no mini map, which is my favorite. Once again, I hate mini maps, so especially in open world games.
Okay, so those are Sam's thoughts on Horizon Forbidden West. Take that as you will, and buy if you want. We're gonna move on to our topic for today, which is the PlayStation Mount Rushmore, where we're gonna all nominate some figures to put on the cliffside in order to commemorate the founding figures of PlayStation history. We've done Xbox, you guys did Nintendo. Now to the last of the big three, PlayStation. So right off the bat, I guess there are some obvious characters that come to everyone's mind. They might not be the most historical because they're definitely very recent. Because you got Joel and Ellie. You got Kratos has some legacy, so there's that. I mean Nathan Drake's old, and as someone who just watched the Uncharted movie, I think Tom Holland's face will look great on Mount Rushmore.
Well, we're not talking about
Fuck
that kind of. We're
off.
not talking about that Drake.
We're
Yeah.
not putting that Drake on Mount Rushmore, and you goddamn know it.
We just talked about Aloy, though she's definitely the newest of the bunch I just mentioned. You got Ratchet and Clank, and you got Astrobot. What do you guys got?
So real quick, before we go into this, I just want to. I think, in my opinion, Sony has never had like a definitive mascot. I guess. I would think that they changed throughout the generations, like PS1, maybe Crash,
Yeah,
maybe Snake.
I think of all of the big three, they've had like the most like spread out wealth, you know, when it comes to
Yeah, they're very diverse.
yeah. Like Halo, you got Master Chief. It always has been their mascot. Nintendo, you have Mario and Link. And it's like PlayStation, you got like so I would say Nathan Drake and Kratos are two locks for sure.
Yeah, I would agree,
because-
especially recently.
Because Kratos, I think, is the one that's kind of like gone from, you know, not early PS, but Kratos, I think, is a lock. Because, yeah, been there since 2005, and he got more, now they're redoing it, not redoing, but they returned to that franchise, and it is it the best-selling PlayStation exclusive? Probably, right? Or no?
I think Spider-Man actually.
Spider-Man.
Real quick, I don't think we're gonna count Spider-Man.
No, we're
because
not.
that's not Sony. You know what I mean?
I agree.
As hard as Sony tries to, I don't want it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Nathan Drake. Yeah. Now the only thing is he gonna get more games? Is there gonna be any more Uncharted games? We don't know. But
does it matter?
I'd say he's a lock. I think honestly, if I was gonna put one face for Sony, I think Nathan Drake, because like basically Uncharted dominated like the PS3 gen, so I would say Nathan Drake.
He is one of the most lovable like video game protagonists like ever. Like he's just charming. People love him. It's Nathan Drake, you know? They made a fucking movie with Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg. I mean, come on. Like, you can't beat that. I think Nathan Drake's a lock.
I agree.
Okay. Are Joel and Ellie too new? As great as they are they too new
so.
to be on this?
But I think if you picked one, it'd have to be Ellie.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the only thing is, they're both Naughty Dog. And when I think of Naughty Dog, I know everyone loves Last of Us, but I'm more of Uncharted. I like Uncharted a lot more.
When I think of Naughty Dog, I think Last of Us 1 is probably the best of all. Well, no, that's not even true. Uncharted 4 is my favorite Naughty Dog game. So,
hot take.
Is it really a hot take? I don't think so.
That's a hot take. It's not really a hot take. I just think it's most people would would say that Last of Us is their favorite Naughty Dog game, but the first one. Yeah, I don't know. I think when I think of Naughty Dog, I think of Nathan Drake before I think of either Joel and Ellie.
Okay. Does Crash make it in? Crash
Nope, not anymore.
Well, real life circumstances aside,
But I mean,
I would put Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah,
on
I agree
there.
with that. Just go back to Crash.
I would
Before
put Ratchet's face with Clank like looking over his shoulder.
you're gonna kill me with that thumbnail, man.
Yeah, well, fucking do it, all right?
Going back to Crash real quick. I think even before the Microsoft acquisition, I don't even think that he was a big deal because he was a big deal. Sorry, he's a big deal in the PS1 era, but I think after that he kind of fell off. His games went multi-plat after Activision bought him.
Fell off as a PlayStation, like.
Yeah, exactly.
When I think of PlayStation, I think of Crash. Like,
yeah.
Fell off as that type of thing.
What about okay, what about the little guy from Little Big Planet? I don't even know their name.
Sackboy?
Sackboy, right.
See, I would have said yes, but I kind of feel like that Little Big Planet is just done now. Like, I know we had Sackboy's Big Adventure, but I don't think they're really gonna continue on with that franchise anymore.
Do we imitate Forza and just put a car on the mountain?
I don't know. I really don't know.
That's a no.
I mean, it's hard because I'm not the Gran Turismo guy at all. I never really played much Gran Turismo. I can't really comment on that. But
yeah, no one here really is.
Like we said earlier, like Sony doesn't have like a definitive mascot that I would say, and so it's like we're like basically going over like who would make the top picks, and so we already have 3 out of 4 basically.
Yeah, I think Kratos, Nathan Drake, and Ratchet with Clank on his shoulder are 3. Like, I think those are the 3. We just have to figure out the 4th.
I would have said Spider-Man if we were counting him, but
that's where it gets
I don't
hard.
want to count him at all.
That's where it gets hard. Now we got to think back.
Way too modern.
Way too modern. Yeah, we got to think back.
It's not Sly. I'm calling it right now.
Okay.
It's not Sly.
I got some.
You know,
some things.
It is Sly. It's Sly Cooper. I think we can all agree. You know what?
Oh,
we don't need Mount Rushmore. We just need
Mount Sly.
We need Crazy Horse, where it's just Crazy Horse. The other monument I was telling you guys about, that's near Mount Rushmore, which is just Crazy Horse. So we need one that's just Sly because he's that important.
So Steven just intruded. What do you got for us, Steven?
Yeah. So I think that Ratchet and Clank definitely need to be on there.
Wow,
we already added them. You're behind, man.
Great
and
input.
Sackboy is a good nomination.
I disagree. I don't
know about Sackboy.
Hey, what about?
Yo, if we're putting Sackboy, we might as well just put Astrobot up there, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I think Astrobot would probably be.
Right?
I think Sly belongs there.
I mean, it's hard because Sony's abandoned most of their PS2 platforms besides Ratchet and Clank.
Say that. You don't know that they've abandoned Sly. He might be back, all right?
Where's Jack at, huh? Jack's been gone for years. Sly's never come back.
Well, yeah, Jack and Daxter's that's banned. Or
there was there's a Sly movie that was supposed to come out. Then they rebooted it to a TV show, and I don't even know what the fuck happened after that. I think Sly's done.
Let me throw out Cole McGrath.
Ooh.
No, I don't think so either. I think if you're gonna add what is it, Sucker Punch, right? I think you would put Jin from Ghost of Tsushima
No,
instead.
you wouldn't. No, you would not. No.
I don't know. I never played that game, so I don't even know, to be honest.
I used to have Jin as my avatar on PlayStation Network. No way is he belong. He has one game that came out 2 years ago. And, like, he's the most...
I mean, he recently just got a director's cut with more DLC. They're going to do a Ghost of Tsushima, too.
No, I don't even know Jin's name.
But he's also, like... He's kind of like Aloy, where, like, a lot of really cool stuff happens. You know what? No, he's more interesting.
Speaking of Aloy, actually, we didn't even go to Aloy yet, which is weird.
No, Aloy.
I think she's too modern, too, to be honest. And like...
Okay.
Okay.
When you think of Horizon, what do you think of before you think of Aloy? You think of fucking robot dinosaurs. That is what you think.
You got a point there.
I don't know about that. No, I'll make a case for Aloy. From my outside perspective, I feel like Horizon was a start of PlayStation's renaissance. You know, it was like Horizon.
That's true.
Horizon Zero Dawn was their first big open world third person game. Okay, no, actually, I guess you could say Last of Us was the beginning of the Renaissance.
You wouldn't count Uncharted? When I think of
Not
like
the first three.
yeah, but like when I think of PlayStation Studios now, like that entire idea, I think back to like the first Uncharted, like planted the seeds for PlayStation Studios, and they're like those big first party
No, but
AAA
like
games.
Uncharted 1 through 3, they don't have that premium feel.
Oh, I don't
that
know. I don't
bougie
agree with
premium
that.
feel that Horizon does.
Now, I'm gonna throw something out there, and I want Eric to catch this fastball. What I just threw to you is a little game that came out in 2002, 2001, somewhere in there,
Okay.
on the PlayStation 2. It is multi-plat now, but it's a little game called Kingdom Hearts. And in that game is a little lad named Sora, and he's got a keyblade, and he's looking fresh.
See, now this
about
is
that?
tough
Baker?
because
Okay.
What's
if
that?
we're counting PlayStation, aren't we just counting first parties?
Now here's
No,
where I
not
counterpick to that,
necessarily.
Sam. Sorry. I counterpick to that if we're gonna go that
Actually.
route. Cloud Strife.
Exactly. Cloud was on
Yeah.
my list as well.
Oh
Then if we
wait,
do that, I think we have to redo our whole list because now I'm thinking back at it. We did put Cuphead on Xbox, and that's not first party
Yeah.
technically.
that's true.
That wasn't a rule. We didn't make that.
Yeah, we didn't make
We
that
didn't
a
have no
rule.
rules.
You're
Just
right.
when you
We
but
just have to
think of PlayStation.
associate
That's
it with
what I
it.
assumed.
But also, we're completely forgetting one of the biggest franchises, Metal Gear.
yes,
Oh,
now
I also had
fuck.
now if
Solid
we're
Snake on mine.
if we're doing like third party games that were like exclusive to the platform, now we have to like redo our entire list because the PlayStation has a huge history of like third parties, and that's going to be a lot harder
Yeah, but
to
like,
narrow down this list.
a lot of them, do you associate them more with the PlayStation than some of these other characters?
I mean,
yeah,
I'm
one
going to be
of the
honest.
PlayStation.
Man, it's hard. That's hard.
Like, I don't.
Fuck it, put Destiny guy on there. I don't know any of their
Maybe
names.
you do associate Cloud with fucking PlayStation, because like, even the
Yeah, that's
even
tough
the
because-
remake's not on Xbox yet. It's on PC though.
That's tough because Final Fantasy VII, like that was the first Final Fantasy on a PlayStation console,
Yeah.
and it was exclusive for a long time. That is hard. Yeah.
Yeah, and where does Solid Snake
Sora,
go?
Sora, I would have done, but I mean, at this point,
And
I don't really consider
fuck,
him
where does-
PlayStation much
where does-
anymore.
Where does Tomb Raider go?
I
Tomb
think
Raider,
Solid
yeah.
Snake.
But Tomb
and
Raider's
Cloud
had an
are
entire
good
multi-plat
nominations.
trilogy, so
Wait, Steven, what'd you say?
I said I think Solid Snake and Cloud are really good nominations, to be honest. When I think of PlayStation, that's what I think of. At least
Yeah.
those two people.
What about
Hmm.
Parappa the Rapper?
no.
You might as well
No.
go Sweet Tooth at that route.
No,
Alright.
I don't want Sweet Tooth on here, please. No.
This
What
one
about-
goes sweet.
What about Killzone guy?
No.
Ah, yes.
Some guy.
My favorite.
The only reason those are like
You know what?
recognizable is because those helmets.
You know what?
Right.
Red Faction. That guy.
The
You
guy
know,
from
there's-
Resistance.
everybody loves Red Faction.
Wait, why don't we just put fucking Mag in here? Just
Oh, yeah,
remember
what's
Mag
his-
for the
what's
PS3?
Fucking massive action
What's his
game.
face from Resistance? I forgot his name.
Oh man,
Because
if
there's
you don't
also
remember his name, you
Dude.
can't be that iconic.
yeah,
all I'm
there's
saying.
also because then if with this third person sit, you got to think of like,
Alright.
like Dante, right? Because that was
Oh shit.
that was all
Oh,
fucking PlayStation
shit.
exclusive.
At this point, we're just listing off the PlayStation All Stars fucking roster, and they had the wrong Dante on there. Is all I'm saying.
That's not the wrong path of thinking, though, I don't think, because those are what
But
you
I
think
mean-
of when mascots, right?
But at the same time, that roster wasn't good though. They didn't have fucking Snake. They didn't have
Eh,
Cloud. They didn't have
true.
fucking Crash.
So Dante's good, but I don't think he's good enough. to make
Yeah, I
the
don't
cut.
think so. I
No.
don't think so.
All right, so are we still keeping Nathan Drake, Kratos, and Ratchet and Clank on there?
I think
Sure.
so.
I think
Okay.
so.
I think those three are a lock. I mean, I think
Okay.
Kratos
Cloud,
way too important to PlayStation. Like they've had those games since the PS1 or PS2.
I mean,
Uh,
I'd argue that 2018 is the one that's most relevant, to be honest.
And there's that one, which some people like that more than the old ones. That's okay. They can have wrong opinions every now and then. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank I put on there because they're like the only PS2 mascots still surviving. Rip, Sly,
Well,
and Jack.
Kratos is a PS2 mascot.
Yeah, but I mean
But,
like
like,
those like
platformer.
platformers. Yeah.
No, yeah, yeah. That's why I think they have a PS5 exclusive. You know, like,
Yeah.
and it's not on PS4. Like, it's big now. Ratchet and Clank has been important for a while. So
So I think what we're really talking about now is Cloud, Solid Snake, and was there someone else?
No, I guess not.
unless
yeah,
we're,
those-
unless
those
we're
are, like-
talking Sora, but I think Solid Snake.
I don't
Okay,
know.
do you-
I think
don't know.
Solid
I don't
Snake and
think-
Cloud both have better.
They're bigger.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, they're bigger.
Basically.
Definitely bigger.
Definitely bigger.
So-
They're definitely taller than Sora. Sora's pretty short. He's a kid.
Yeah.
Man, I want to put Solid Snake, but knowing Konami, that probably never gonna do Metal Gear
Yeah.
again.
So, I mean, I have very little experience with both of these characters. My gut says Cloud. What are you guys?
See, I was gonna say I've had very little experience with either of these characters, but I have played Final Fantasy VII Remake. But my gut actually says, the dude from Metal Gear,
Solid Snake.
Solid Snake. Jesus, fucking blanked out of there.
And only because he's
Whoa.
exclusive. Like I don't know. I just think of PlayStation 3, 2, and 1 all having him. Like I don't know.
I attach him more to PlayStation than I do Cloud, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there. Also, my computer just bugged the fuck out. Discord is being wacky right
And
now.
also,
I don't know if you guys can still see me.
We still,
we
we still
can.
hear
Yeah,
you,
we
so-
can see.
there's a lot more Metal Gear games than there are Final Fantasy VII games. There are 2 Final Fantasy VII games, but
There's a lot more than that. That's all I'm
yeah,
saying.
there's like bullshit ones, but you know,
It's called a compilation for a reason.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but when you think about like a continuation of a character throughout, right? It's just Snake in that sense. There's a bunch of other protagonists in Final Fantasy, and so maybe that complicates things there.
And I was about to say snakes in Smash, but so is Cloud.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I would agree. I would put probably Snake there instead because like that was one of like I mean obviously Final Fantasy VII. Most of these games were like made the PS1, but I kind of feel like Metal Gear has a bigger legacy for PlayStation. Is what I want to say. Like I kind of feel like it kind of influenced that like third person AAA kind of game. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it, but
I think
that was like a moment in games for like storytelling and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
how that game pushed the PS1.
And I think when you think of Metal Gear, you are gonna think eventually of PlayStation. When you think of Final Fantasy VII, I think Final Fantasy is just such a big like conceptually is just such a big like you don't really know how to handle it, so you don't really associate it with like even though it's long been like on PlayStation, you don't really associate it with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in,
At least
in my
I
head,
don't.
like when I think of Final Fantasy, my mind goes to my Switch. Because I play
Wow.
I played Final Fantasy VII on my Switch. For
That's a
like,
take.
Well, and Super
I mean-
Nintendo had
See,
I don't
a lot of
associate-
good ones.
I don't associate Final Fantasy with a console just because it's such a big like. It's kind of just out there, you know. It's like time travel.
Foreboding
Basically.
for third party Mountain here, you know.
So, Solid Snake. Yeah?
Yeah, I'd say Solid
Yeah.
Snake.
Yeah.
Putting his beautiful face on that cliff.
Nah, Konami, please do something with Metal Gear. Please don't make pachinko machines no more.
Maybe both.
So, our final lineup is
Yeah.
Kratos, Nathan
Boy.
Drake, Ratchet and Clank, and
Clank on a shoulder.
Solid Snake.
There's
Clank
gonna
on
be a
shoulder.
lot. We're gonna get shit on if people watch this episode because there's gonna be a lot of people that are be like, you did Aloy dirty. Like we didn't even.
Nobody cares.
We didn't even like give her a chance, dude. We fucking just.
Yeah, at least we mentioned her. That's good enough, right?
I was like,
Honorable mention.
God, we did mention her. I think she's like 7th.
I think she's at least Sweet Tooth level.
Ooh,
I think she's
that's a
more than
saying
Sweet
right there.
Tooth. I think she's more than Sweet Tooth.
But there's a reason it'll make Twisted
The
Metal.
thing is, when you
all
think
I'm
of
saying.
Twisted Metal, you think of Sweet Tooth. When you think of Horizon, you think of robot dinosaurs.
Yes.
Okay, okay, sure.
Fuck, I forgot to mention. In Horizon, there's some really cool robo designs in the new one,
Thanks.
and that's pretty hype. It's pretty hype.
And that wraps up our episode 46 of X Interact. Thank you for joining us to decide our Mount Rushmore for PlayStation history.
Don't hate us.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter, follow our podcast feed, and all the appropriate podcast services. Follow us on TikTok. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can catch our podcast every Tuesday. We'll be back next week, same time as always. Until then, we have been Gaff, Sam, Eric, and a surprise appearance from Steven.
Voice of God.
Thank you. See you next week. Goodbye.
Adios.
Bye.